Dave Sims has been, 12 years now with Seattle. We met up in New York a long time ago.
Several years ago.
We love having fellow broadcasters come in. He's doing the play-by-play TV with the Seattle Mariners now. We get a chance to talk a little literature. He's a fellow reader who loves history, in fact. But I asked him if he'd come on and tell us about, and I haven't gotten the answer to this yet, for sure, your favorite book of all time.
Ooh. I may go with the book I told you about yesterday, The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt by Edmund Morris. Okay. I was totally, and living in Manhattan, totally love it. Went down to Roosevelt's home on 20th Street, walked through it, was amazed. I think the world of the guy. He was his own man, to say the least. Yep. And walked tall and carry a big stick. Very impressive guy. And his being a naturalist is very impressive to me, what he did for national parks, and certainly reading about his exploits down in Cuba were pretty wild. And also the fact that he was a sickly child, went out west, became this badass cowboy and everything, and just dealing with all kinds of people. And he was only about 5'8", 5'9", tough guy. It was pretty impressive.
How much did you know about him before you read the book?
I know he's on Rushmore. and I had the monocle and all that, and the hat turned with the thing, and obviously because FDR and my mother's a child of the Depression, so FDR, she told me when FDR died, he says, "What do you mean FDR died? He's always been a president. He's always going to be the president." It's one of those things. So I grew up on all that stuff, and my father he served in World War II. I had they fed me a lot of history. I went, saw a lot of John Wayne movies, and then went to see the real story and saw the real story. I didn't know there were black cowboys till I was probably 30. You're reading up on that. So, I mean, it's been fun. It's been a heck of a journey, I'll tell you.
When did you get into reading? How early?
Probably after I got out of college, because, I sort of skated through college and I said, you can do better than that. One of those guys, let's learn something. What do you like? I love music, American music. I love American history. As you and I were talking yesterday, I'm almost obsessed with the Civil War. I was down at Duke one time. I had a game down there. No, that's what my kids are in a basketball camp. And the site of the biggest Confederate surrender is right up the street right around the corner from Duke University. Wow, amazing stuff. Just amazing. And I still haven't been to Gettysburg yet.
Yeah. You take the books on the road with you during the season?
Yeah, and thank goodness for Kindle. I had forgotten some of the books I had read here. When we were talking yesterday and this morning I was going through and I went, man, there's a lot of good stuff I read here. Tom Friedman. I read a book on Henry Aaron, a Team of Rivals, about Lincoln and that whole time, which was fascinating beyond belief, particularly since we're here in Baltimore and the history involved between here and D.C.
Dave, we really appreciate it. A great book, Teddy Roosevelt, of course. Any book on him is going to have some pretty good reading in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's good. You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. And anytime. Oh, the other thing I saw, I think American Experience on PBS did a thing on him. And Ken Burns did that whole Roosevelt series, which is fabulous.
All right. Love having you on. Thank you so much for taking the time to do it and sharing a favorite book with us.
You bet, Gary. Good to see you, man.
All right. Thank you.